Okay, well, welcome my college readiness friends. I'm gonna produce hopefully a short but powerful video for you to help you set up your Khan today. So the first thing is just go to Khan Academy, like I'm doing right now, and then when you get there, I'm gonna go ahead and log in. Now, mine's automatically logged in. Yours will look a little different. I'll just log off just in case you want to see me do that. So I'm going to go ahead and click login because you already set up your account. I think if you clicked learner start here, either way, it's going to be fine. And then I always say continue with Google. However you did it yesterday or the other day, continue with Google, continue with Facebook. You can do that. Of course, it may make you log in real quick. I was already logged into Google on my browser, so that's why I just logged me right in. So to me, it took me right to classes. Yours won't take you right there because I'm logged in as a teacher. But I'm not sure. Yours probably will take you right to your SAT, like there'll be a button to click. But if you don't see it, just go to courses. And you come over here to SAT. Where is it? Test prep SAT, there's mine. Or if you roll down, maybe it'll even have the class that you're added to. Either place. It doesn't really matter how you get to it. So you come to your SAT. Now yesterday or whenever you set it up, hopefully you got at least this far. You set up the sharing. Make sure this is turned on. I think the way I checked it, everybody's was, so I think you're good. Yeah, so make sure I can see that. And then down here, this is where mine is, create a schedule. Yours may not be down the bottom. It may be up here in a box where it says create a schedule. But most likely you haven't done the schedule yet. So that's what I want to do today. The first thing is create a schedule. Step one of your choose your test date. Well, our test date's going to be closer to, they're not listing it yet because they're just listing the Saturdays right now. It's going to be closer to the March date, but the thing is, for most of you, the class is only, you only have half a year. So what you want to do is actually pick, just make it up and pick a quicker date because you kind of want to compress your studying. You don't have quite as much time unless you do it on your own. So I'm just going to choose Saturday, December 1st. It really doesn't matter too much. Now here's the thing you're going to have to think about. Do you want to have practice reminders emailed to you? Yes or no? If you say yes, then even when the class is over, it may start sending you emails every day. It just goes to my junk mail, I think, so I don't really, it's okay. Now it's going to come up with here, this step 3, it's going to recommend that you choose some days to do your practice exam. Now since I chose Saturday, it's trying to get me to do 6 practice exams before then. So it's kind of jamming them all in on these days. Just days it recommends. We won't do all 6 during class because it just takes too much time. But on your own, you could do some practice exams. We are going to do one starting right away. And obviously, the more times you practice, as long as you're really trying, the better. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to leave all 6. Or if you want to just take one out, maybe 2 you could. So probably that's from my experience last year. That would be pretty reasonable. We'll do one in class. We'll probably do 2 in class, and if you did a couple more outside, that would be pretty good. All right, now here, this part, I would turn off Wednesday because Wednesday will kind of be that shorter day, and we'll probably do a little practice on Wednesday, but not very much. And maybe also that'd be a day where you do some work from other classes or we do some other type of activity. But not a bad idea to try to set a goal to do 4 days a week and about 45 minutes, which is a little long, but we'll set that as a goal and we'll see how you do. Since you're only doing it for 3-week intervals, and then when you switch over to English, you're getting a break, and then that's probably good to try to do about 45 minutes. Now, the time you just schedule, that's about what time your class starts, whatever hour you're in, because they'll send you an email, say, hey, don't forget to practice. So I'm just going to put 10 a.m. Now, boom, you're good to go. So what it's going to say is today's practice is a free day. You don't have a session scheduled for today because it's Wednesday. But tomorrow it'll recommend. And of course, even if it says it's a free day and you want to practice, you can. And what we're doing is we're focusing almost exclusively on the math here. So you're going to always click on math practice, math practice, math practice. And it's going to give you a goal. It looks like it's giving me a goal of 100 questions a day. I'm not sure. We'll see what their goal is. And each time you make it, 30 questions, there it is. So the goal is each day to get 30 questions done, and we have about 45 minutes. You know, some of you will get a few less than that, some a few more. It just kind of depends what kind of questions you're getting. And every time you make it, you get a little star. Or I think if you get like close, it like fills it in part way. And then I'll check at the end of the week and see how much time you spent and how many questions you got done. And you can, like, if you don't get a lot done in the school day, let's say you get sidetracked, maybe you have some other assignment you need to do, you can always do this at home. So you can add more time at home and just do that to help build your foundation even more. So that's what this part here, these practice schedules are handy to kind of keep in track of where you are in each day. And hopefully you can see that on the video. You can see it on your own screen. You might not be able to see the video, it might be faded out. Now the last thing to do is I want you to go to your test scores, view full tests. I want to make sure you know how to get here. Now I already did practice tests 1 and 2, so mine are got scores. I just kind of like messed around. Practice test 3. Now for you, most of you, these will be 0 complete. But I want to make sure you know how to get here, because tomorrow, first thing, we want to come in and start the reading. You see it takes 65 minutes, so we need to get started on that right away. So tomorrow when you come in, log in and start it right away. You can't, once you start it, you can't pause. So you just have to start it first thing, boom, and then just go, and you won't be able to quite get enough time to finish it, but just do as best you can. It's very important when you take the practice exam that you're doing your best, because it's using it as a diagnostic. So not only is it trying to give you an approximate score, but it also is going to base the problems that you get wrong, especially in your math, it's going to give you more practice. And the ones that you get right, it's going to give you less. So if you get easy problems wrong because you just don't really take it seriously, you just kind of blow through it or guess, then you'll start to get a lot of unnecessary practice problems that will just basically bore you and waste your time. So you want to really do your best on this practice test so that it can form a good diagnostic. Diagnostic means it kind of diagnosis. It's like I don't know what the Latin word is for that. You should look that up. Maybe it's an SAT word. But to diagnose something is to figure out like what it needs. I guess is my definition of it. So there's all these practice tests available. And if you once you start it, don't accidentally submit it, because you can't go back and start over. So that's, I think, about everything for today. Then to go back to the SAT, right now I'm in full tests. You can go back to practice. You could, for the rest of the hour today, if you want to, go back to your dashboard that starts it all. You could go ahead and do a little, learn more about college admissions. I think they have just a short video, it talks a little bit about that. So maybe do that. If you want to go ahead and just do some practice, you could do a little practice right now just to see what the questions are like. That's a really good idea. You should do that. So tomorrow you'll be a little bit more prepared for how it's going to look. Or whenever you start to test. If you're not here tomorrow, you'll start the next day. Alright, I better get out of this video. It's been almost 8 minutes, 9 minutes. So my friends, if you have any questions, just ask me or ask your teacher if you're watching this from another class. And namaste. Let's say namaste for my yoga. You can look that word up.